Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Basement Broadcast. I am your host, Gabe, and joined with me is...
I'm James, the other host.
And our producer,
Dillon, over here in that comfy chair.
Oh yeah, got the comfy chair. So I'll introduce today's topic that is at hand. They let me pick, and we are talking about coffee. Dillon and I both like coffee. James, not a coffee guy. I did find out today, though, that he does like mint tea. I did not know that about him.
All right, well, hear me out. It's literally just like slightly mint flavored water.
So like hot
yeah.
LaCroix mint water kind of thing, minus the sparkles.
What?
Well, you know how like LaCroix is like a hint of something.
I mean,
Essence.
I guess.
It's the essence of it.
It's
That's what they
so you have
call
the essence of
Essence of mint.
essence of
Yes.
mint. That's my band name.
All right, well,
Essence of... Okay.
Yeah. Don't ask questions.
Okay.
I got a lot of questions,
I'm not
but
going to think about it.
We'll table those, I guess, for now.
So James has not really had good coffee. So I have prepared some coffee.
I should preface.
Okay,
I've actually
preface.
only ever had coffee one time in my entire life. And it was
Okay.
when I was 8 years old, and it was the most disgusting garbage I've ever had in my whole life.
All right. I can see
That's
that.
pretty,
Literally,
like, that's
put
pretty
me off.
strong.
So I made us some coffee, and before it gets too cold, I'm going to pour it for us here so James can have some.
Oh, man. What do
Yeah.
I do for the podcast?
Exactly.
What a day this is going to be for you, James.
I'm scared. Guys, that may be too much. What if I don't like it?
Well, give it to Dillon if you don't like it.
What if I spit it back into the cup? You still want it, Dillon?
Spit it back into this thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But so I'll
Gabe,
give you a little
yeah.
bit about the
What
coffee.
roast we got here?
So we got Craig's Coffee from Detroit. And this is the Brazil, so the single origin Brazil. A little bit about the bag. It is tasting notes are dark chocolate, peanut butter, dried apples, and has a rich, smooth finish. The acidity is low. The body is fairly high. Sweetness is kind of in the middle. It is a medium roast. And there's some other like height stuff. It was 1200 MASL. It was a process, natural dry process, dried mechanically on cement patios. So that's when they dry out the coffee beans.
Nice.
But so
Interesting.
so
All
James,
right,
let's
let's
give it a shot.
Let's get down to this.
I'll drink mine along with you.
Cheers, boys.
Take a
Oh, we
breath.
gotta cheers.
Clinkety, clinkety,
Cheers, my
clink.
mic.
Clinkety.
There we go.
Clink.
Beautiful.
Clinkety dinkety. Ooh, baby, that's good.
That's some good SMR content right there. That's what that is.
Oh yeah, that is.
Let me get his cup.
Come on, Dylan, scooch. There we go.
Oh my gosh. People drink that like regularly?
Dude, I drink it every day.
Oh my gosh.
It's my morning ritual, baby.
It's like I just inhaled acid. Oh my gosh. What
Acid.
the heck?
Acid,
Wow.
like radioactive.
Yes. No, not like I'm tripping out. Like acid, like radioactive. What the heck, man? That's disgusting.
Dylan, what do you think? Oh gosh, getting the slurpy slurps.
I think I'm dying. I think you poisoned me.
That is good. That's really smooth.
It is. I really like it.
Smooth.
So I'll give you a bit about it before. So I prepped it before. So I use a Hario V60. I used a Fellow Opus is the grinder that I use. It's an all right grinder. It has a lot of retention problems if you want to get kind of technical with it, but other than that, it's pretty good. And then I used a Fellow kettle as well, the Stag. I
never gonna
did
recover
a
from this.
ratio of
What temp?
205.
Okay.
I did a ratio of coffee. So coffee was 24 grams to 400 grams of water. And it was on there. I did a pour over for about 4 minutes.
That was only 34
With-
grams of coffee?
with-
Oh my gosh. What would more be? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I kind of do it a little bit strong, but that's what I like.
Yeah, I don't think the strength is a problem.
No, it's not. And then I did a 30-second. It was a 30-second bloom time.
Very nice.
And there's some more technical stuff that I don't really need to get into. But
Go for it. This
my
is about
gosh.
coffee.
So, like-
This is about coffee.
Go
Talk
ahead.
about coffee.
like
Go ahead.
Gosh.
on the
While
first
James
pour,
is just in pain over here. For some reason.
It's never gonna live flavor. They're gonna leave my mouth. It's so bad. It's not gone. It's there.
James,
I feel like I'm
what's the flavor
constantly-
like?
what do you
think of
think
the
it-
flavor? Like, what do you
It's
taste
just
in it?
bitter. I don't like that. It's gross. Who
Dude,
drinks-
this is not bitter. That's
Bro.
the funny part. That's the hilarious part to me. Is if you've
That's
had
a very
like,
medium
Because you
roast.
tricked your brain. All right,
No,
you're
no,
so
no, no, no.
desensitized to it.
I've had,
the
like-
addiction is in strong. Your brain can't
no,
comprehend
I've
how bitter
had
it is
like
now.
Folgers and diner coffee. That's bitter. And if you have bitter coffee, you add salt to it. Fun fact to kind of get the bitterness
Yeah,
away.
go to like Leo's or
all right, hear me out.
Zach's, and
Hear me
that's
out.
really.
What if I
bitter.
Zach's is
didn't
local
drink
and
coffee
Leo's is also local. by the
ever
way.
again?
I mean, we're not forcing you to drink coffee.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Perfect, because I wasn't going to.
All right. So we also talked to our friend earlier, our good friend Graham, and he had some thoughts about coffee as well. So, Gabe, how did you feel about his comments before we play it?
I feel like his comments were interesting. I mean, he's a not coffee drinker like James, so I think he comes from a little bit of bias of thinking coffee is kind of gross. But I do respect him as a person. Do I respect this opinion of his?
Do you also respect James' opinion after what he said about your coffee,
I respect James as a person, as a whole.
but not his opinions?
And some of his opinions are hot. Some of his opinions are cold. Some of them are in the middle. But
All
James
my
is
opinions
James.
are boiling hot. I don't know what you're talking
All right. So let's listen to the interview right about now.
Yeah.
The question?
Yeah, you can.
Quietly.
Well, what's
Yeah.
the question going to be?
What did you think of Gabe's coffee on Thursday?
Okay.
You tried it.
Yeah, so you tried my coffee Thursday. What are your takes on
Did he
the
ask
coffee that I made?
I
Yes.
did. Before I say my take, I'm not a big coffee fan, so this
Okay.
may not be a valid point, but I'm still going to give my input. It was trash. It was not good.
Trash
I-
as in
I-
because you don't like coffee, or trash
No,
as in
I feel like
didn't make
even
it well?
I feel like even the coffee lovers wouldn't like your coffee.
You want to try my coffee now?
Yes, I'll try your coffee now. Is it
Okay.
the same coffee
No,
that
it's
I had?
different coffee.
Which roast?
This
roast
is from Craig's Coffee in Detroit.
This is a little better. A little
Would
better.
you like to try my
But
coffee?
I'll try your coffee.
if I had to give the rating that I tried on Thursday, the coffee I tried on Thursday,
I was rushed in that, by the way.
felt rushed. I would probably give it a solid 4.5.
4.
Now the coffee I just drank, 6.
What would you give it,
So,
Dillon? What
yeah,
you
Dillon,
think?
I'll give it an 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I would give it.
But you're a coffee drinker. I'm
Yeah,
not.
because we
So-
know coffee. I know coffee. I watched a lot of YouTube. And
What do you
read
think of
some-
coffee?
I like it. Not black coffee though. I like the.
Is that what I had
lattes.
on Thursday?
Yeah, you had black coffee Thursday.
Yeah, see, I feel like if I want to become a coffee drinker, I need to put creamer in it first. And then maybe eventually start drinking black coffee.
Good coffee shouldn't need creamer though.
It's a fair point. Fair point.
If you make it right, it should not have anything in it.
Except caramel. The caramel creamer. Caramel creamer is great.
Caramel creamer.
Caramel creamer
We
is
don't
good.
put caramel creamer
Caramel
in our
creamer.
coffee.
That's the only
He
coffee
likes
I'll drink.
frappuccinos.
Yeah, I like frappuccinos.
Oh
Big cat.
gosh,
Not a black coffee drinker though.
that's a load of frap, dude. So, I mean, I think his opinion's hot. I don't think what I made on Thursday I would call trash for him, what I made there. I was a bit rushed. I did only do 8 ounces instead of 12, so I did a little bit different ratios, but I wouldn't call it trash. I would probably give it maybe that 6 and bump us up to the 8 what I made earlier today. I think, and this would be, I would think it's 9 in my opinion. I think it's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
you know, Albert Einstein once said, all right, there's 2 types of people in this world, those who drink coffee and those who are sane. So, you know, it just really boils down to,
Dude, I don't think
I
that
feel
was
like
Albert
Einstein would have had
Einstein.
coffee.
no, sure there was coffee.
Was Einstein a coffee drinker, you think?
I have no idea.
No, he probably.
I mean, he
drank
seemed like
some
he was
chemicals.
sane, so, well, not entirely. But
Are you sure?
yeah, that's the first point. I said it out loud and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
But no, I don't. I do think you can build, if you do want to like coffee, there are ways to build up tolerances to it.
Ooh.
All right, but you shouldn't need to build a tolerance
No,
to
not
something that you
tolerance,
enjoy.
but like-
no, I feel like you said it. You hit the nail on the head pretty well.
No, but
you have
like-
to build a tolerance to
Well,
it.
so
because
it-
it's
so-
not good.
The interweb says that Einstein allegedly drank coffee a lot.
So, what I'm trying to say, let me clarify on my statement there, James. I think a lot of you don't build. If you're drinking like Keurig coffee, I used to do what is known as a poor man's mocha, where you take a hot cocoa packet and then pour the coffee
remember
over
that.
it, stir it together. It's pretty good. I would still do it even with this now if I wanted just to mix it up a bit. I don't do it very often. But with not good coffee, you do mix cream or sugar
Right.
or a hot cocoa packet and with
Right.
it because it's not good to begin with.
Right.
Now,
Like
if
I
you-
wouldn't go to Big B and get a black coffee.
No.
Right.
I would get one of their like a vanilla latte or something.
Right.
But like with what I made using Craig's coffee, you shouldn't need to put anything in it because it should be good, just straight black coffee.
Yes.
Because
So-
it's smooth. You taste the notes that are there.
I tasted no notes. I tasted
Well,
pain.
So, moral of the
I-
story,
it's-
Graham, we're sorry, but you've lost an ounce of respect.
A
Yes.
little bit.
But I think
felt like
I think what you
my
hit-
soul leave my body.
Well, I think what happened with you, James, I think when you took a sip, it's jarring. Coffee does have a distinct
Yes,
jarring
disgusting
taste.
taste. Oh,
No,
sorry, jarring,
jarring.
yeah.
Distinct kind of.
putting fancy words on it makes it sound a little bit
it'll.
better. Yeah.
It's not gonna be sweet, and it's not gonna be. It's not like drinking chocolate milk. It's not like drink. I mean,
I
like
would have
it-
rather drank chocolate milk.
but it has a distinct taste that kind of can give you a little punch in the face. It'll
Yes.
wake you up a bit. But like,
Punch me in the face, all right.
I think if you like, I can't remember going back to when I first had coffee, what it was like. But I went from poor man's mocha to watching a YouTube video that wasn't even about tech or about coffee. It was about tech, and one of the guy's hobbies was grinding and making his own pour overs at home. I'm like, that sounds really cool. So I bought some gear, got into it, and started making my own coffee at home, and it changed the way I looked at coffee. It made it better, even though I was still using store-bought coffee. I didn't know ratios, and so I started watching James Hoffman videos about coffee ratios and learning that more. And then once I learned that and kind of got it down, I used this really cool app on iOS, and I think it probably on Android called Coffee Bean Conqueror. It'll
Yeah.
let you put in the ratios to kind of get the numbers right. So I used that, found my numbers off a James Hoffman video, kind of tweaked it a little bit, did my own stuff. But then it started coming out better. And I'm like, I don't need hot cocoa anymore in my coffee. I just need
He's got coffee with him. It's disgusting.
I just need the straight black coffee.
Do you have any kind of like energy drinks ever?
I do.
Okay.
That's the only caffeine
Like
I ever get.
Celsius?
I
Like,
have
what's your go-to
once
energy
or twice
drink?
a week.
What do you have?
What's your go-to?
I drink whatever. I can't drink Monster. They make me, for whatever reason, they make me sick every time I drink them. Red Bulls are okay. I just don't like the flavor as much. I like Ghosts. I like Alani. My sister also really likes Alani, so she kind of got me into Alani.
So if you walk into
Do you like Celsius?
Celsius is really good. I have a couple in my room right now. I have like a mini cooler in my room. I just keep some energy drinks.
so
in there
like
in
if
case I
you
need 'em.
walk,
Is that not enough cooler for you in the fridge?
No, I like them
Apparently not.
in my own area, like where I can just.
Dude, it's like 20 steps to your room.
Okay, but like,
it
hear
is.
me out. Hear me out.
well, he
Hear me
keeps
out,
the stuff
though.
that he doesn't want me to have in his room.
Like anything.
have a
to
shelf
me-
of James and a
to
shelf of
me,
Gabe.
anything in the fridge, fair game. So it's like if I don't want him to be like, I don't want him to be like, oh, what's this? I'm gonna have that.
To be fair, I always ask before I.
Yeah, he
partake.
does.
I feel like you
don't,
could just like
but-
have like a shelf of like
If
Gabe
it's
shelf
in
and
there,
then James
it's
shelf
fair
and
game
then
to
common
me.
shelf.
You would
Bro,
think that would
'cause-
be a thing.
Because I grew up with
How many
like a
shelves are
big
in that?
family, right?
Okay, yes, that makes sense.
So like
it's
anything in
the
the
two
fridge
over
was
here.
just fair game. I know because I put something in there. I'd hide it in there. Or I'm telling you, like I'd bury that thing in the back of the fridge, like under a bunch of stuff, and people would look for it so that they could take something that they knew that I had saved for myself to eat later. So like it was like you had to like
Yeah,
be really
you were
clever
raised
about hiding
among
it, like
animals.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So if you walked into what we would call a gas station, also known as a modern day apothecary, what would you go and grab from a fridge? Like if you walk in there, like would you make a beeline?
You're on your way to work and you just need something before you get in there.
Would you make a beeline to what
It will
energy drink
it will depend. When I'm really
You
tired,
look for like the coupon sale things.
yeah, I might do that, or I might like if I'm really tired, I might grab like one of the bigger Celsius that has a 270 because like I just need that extra kick. Most of the time, I just get like
orange
a
cream.
Ghost or like I go, oh, that flavor looks good. I'll get that today.
Okay, interesting.
That's kind of my thought
That's a
process. I
strategy.
just go, this looks good, and I just make an immediate judgment reaction. Grab it.
I like the if I do have to do an energy drink, the bigger Celsius, but the orange cream one is really good.
Orange creamsicle?
Yeah.
All right, see, this is the problem. Because I think that might possibly be the worst flavor of energy drink I've ever had in my life.
Orange any energy drink.
Orange creamsicle. Yeah, orange
Why?
creamsicle is disgusting.
So, moral of the story is that James has bad taste.
That's
literally
what we're
not true.
finding out.
I
Because
eat-
orange creamsicle. Do you like orange creamsicle stuff?
Yeah.
See,
I don't know if I've had the Celsius, but yeah.
like most, like if I'm gonna
No.
like You know what Stewart's is? The like root beer in the glass bottle and like cream
Sort of.
soda in a glass bottle. They have the orange creamsicle one. And that's like orange cream soda. Dude, that stuff is so good.
You're hallucinating.
Dude, I have not
damaged your brain
I have
in
not
some way.
I've stopped licking toads.
All right. All right. I literally
when's the
will
last
eat
time you licked a
everything
toad?
at least once. All right.
It's been over a year.
I have no palate for like my palate is like just complete open season. Like I'll eat just about anything.
Wait, open season, like you just go.
Like the movie?
Yeah,
Like,
like
I'll
you
eat
eat,
just
you
about
eat
anything.
the copies of the movie.
Sure, why not? They taste
You will
delicious.
eat that before drinking coffee.
Yes, honestly, yeah. I eat this. I
You
love
eat the
bite.
coasters.
Yeah.
That explains where they keep going.
Gabe, let's get some more good sipping ASMR.
All right.
I'll make a reel of just sipping noises.
I'll get you a good one too. Move this out a little bit.
Nice.
I did work so well from this one, not gonna lie. I need to load this bottle.
Sounds like a fart. So back to coffee at hand. So with this, I did a little stir, or I shook the cone before once, and then put another pour, let it sit, and then took a spoon on the last pour and stirred it around, and then shook it a little bit to kind of make sure the beans settle nicely, the grounds settle nicely.
Into what? We're not sure because it
No,
tasted
into the
disgusting.
V60. I mean, coffee. You have like two forms of coffee, as we've kind of talked about. You have like your cheap diner gas station to coffee. You have kind of your middle ground, which would be like your Dunkins, your Hortons, and your Starbucks, and other places. And then you have like premium coffee, which is like what I go for. So like your local places, like Craig's or Hyperion. These are all Michigan places. Roost Roast, Meridian, Elevado. Even though I've heard some people don't like that. I don't agree with them. I think they just got a bad bag, which can happen.
I think it's all just a scam, honestly. I think it's
No,
all
I mean,
gross.
no,
And
so how is it, like-
culturally norm is that it's good. So
But how
everyone
is it a
just kinda
scam
convinces
though? I mean,
themselves.
like
'Cause
there's
it's
so much.
disgusting.
But to you it is. I mean,
I eat everything, like, and I drink almost everything too. Just not coffee. Apparently, it's the most
It's like
disgusting
a-
thing I've ever had.
I doubt. I think I can find something more disgusting.
Name one. Name one thing you think I'm gonna have that's more disgusting.
Not that you've had, because you won't have it.
All right. What thing might I have that's more disgusting?
I don't think you ever have it, but a beer, I think you would find way more disgusting than coffee.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
But like coffee, though, I mean, there's so much that goes into the making of it and the roasting of it and the process of it. I guess I just read part of this bag. You get so much. Like, people go pick the beans. It matters the elevation. It changes things. The elevation changes the flavors of things. And
Was this high or low elevation? Where was the elevation on this?
the elevation was 1200 MASL. I don't know what
Gotcha.
MASL means, though.
Meters above sea level.
Oh, thank you, Dillon. So yeah, I would say that's fairly. Is that high?
I have no idea what like the range is. but-
We're
Okay,
like-
I don't know that technical detail either, but height matters, and same with roast date. I mean, this was roasted on 3/18, so it has been a while. Like the fresher the bag,
Today's the 30th for
Yeah.
context.
the freshness of the roast also matters. Like, so they say when you roast a bag of beans, you don't want to, like, you let it sit for a day to kind of let out all the CO2, and then you can go and use the bag. But it's just, I enjoy the,
Hey, Gabe, do you want those bags from December that I have left?
no, thank you.
Okay.
Why are you not going to use them?
I've just gone through it really slowly.
I mean, I'll gladly use it.
Hey,
If you're
I'll
not
take
going
it
to.
if you want, and I'll put it right where it belongs in the trash can immediately. Won't pass go. Won't collect $200. Nothing. Just right in the trash.
Well, don't give them to James, because we don't. Ooh. That was like kind of like a
that was good.
bird call, kind of.
Burps right into the mic.
No, I just it and I'm out.
I took a class in high school once where I was like, we did like animal lessons and studied the natural environment of Michigan specifically. And we had to like identify bird calls and stuff. And so then I was like, since I knew the bird calls, now I'm like, well, I can just whistle them because like I knew the bird calls.
So James is part bird now.
Yep. So I can
Bird
like call.
James.
I can do the
Bird
red
James.
vireo, the red vireo bird call, and I can do a morning dove.
Do you remember
call.
that whole year, not year, but whole like couple months where you every time we saw each other, you kept trying to do the dove call?
Yeah, but I got it now. So,
Oh,
yawning.
Are you asleep?
I'm yawning. I'm a little tired.
Have some coffee.
Yeah, you should have some
That's
coffee.
okay. Yeah, I don't think caffeine has anything to do with waking people up. I think it's the taste that just makes people go, whoa, like what?
No, I mean,
in the hell? What?
So caffeine and coffee doesn't affect me, surprisingly. Like I will drink a cup of coffee before bed.
Caffeine and coffee doesn't affect me either. I think
Because
it's
you don't
just
have
the taste.
coffee.
It's just the taste.
I mean, you could treat it like a
It's
smelling
mental.
salt.
It's mental for me.
Yeah.
I can drink it and go to bed, or I can drink it and be like, oh, I had coffee. I'm awake now.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
could be
you
totally
can,
placebo.
I can
I have
quite
no
literally
idea.
drink a full energy drink and then just go to sleep. I've done it before. I was like, man, I need this.
But then
kinda
why do
gotta
you
get
always?
going.
But then why do you always? Every time you have an energy drink, always you're like, I'm on 200 milligrams of caffeine. I am ready to destroy the world.
Well, because I said I can go to sleep, not that I have to go to sleep.
but you're like
It's a mental
always
thing.
ready to destroy.
But here's the thing: is my body will simply just go until I just don't let it anymore. So like my body will just function, and then when I go, all right, I'm done.
So you're like a wind-up
my
toy?
whole body just starts shutting down. And it's like, all right,
Sounds
system's
like
off.
it, yeah.
Like
So you're a wind-up toy.
pretty much.
You drink a Red Bull, you wind yourself up, and then you're like, I'm ready to destroy the planet.
Sometimes I'm just so tired that the caffeine doesn't hit my system. Like I'm just
Where
like,
does it go?
that's a great question, honestly. Like I'll drink a whole energy drink, I'll sit down in my car right before I'm about to go to the gym, and then all of a sudden I'm like, open my eyes, I'm like, oh, it's been like 30 minutes.
He opens his, like you take
Like I've
it.
fallen asleep for like 30 minutes.
So you probably farted out. There goes the caffeine, just out the farts. Yeah.
Yeah, except for that it actually goes into your bloodstream. So
You inject it into your bloodstream through a needle.
I just straight caffeine.
I think I heard one time from one of my old managers at the English Gardens. His name's Greg. They used to
Greg.
They used to give like military soldiers caffeine pills,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
like just straight caffeine, and
directly
it
to
was
the blood system.
apparently I heard it tastes like garbage, but those guys could destroy anything.
Yep.
Well-
I'm pretty sure they had like laser eyes or something.
Well, that's like soldiers do some really interesting things in war. Interesting fact about history, actually. So in World War II, the Nazi army was very effective, and the reason was they were all on cocaine. Like literally, it was called Panzer's chocolate, and it was just cocaine. And like the whole army was on it. So like they were marching across Europe, and France is like, well, it should take them like this long to get here, right? But the problem was that was if they stopped to like sleep and stuff. But they just marched for like 3 days straight across Europe to France, and then just invaded France. And it was there was other things that were involved in that, but like that was a big part of they were just all on cocaine, and so they
Makes
just
sense. That tracks.
they just didn't need sleep. They
So
didn't
you
need to
have
eat. They were just marched across Europe
superpowers if you do cocaine. That's what I'm hearing.
for a time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not kid safe anymore on this podcast.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Gotta change settings.
Did you think we were gonna be kid
No,
safe?
no, I was just hopeful.
Dude,
was some
what
silly
do you
goose.
expect when you brought up the idea? Let's do a podcast with James
Whatever.
and Gabe and see
Whatever.
where it goes. We've talked about crack hose,
Yep.
cocaine.
Yep.
Next, we'll do fentanyl.
What was that?
Whoa, no.
No, talk about it. Not
Oh.
do it. Not do fentanyl like. I'm just saying talk about the drug fentanyl.
Shucks.
Opioid epidemic is real.
Oh my gosh, James. The war on drugs. The band, not great.
Well, anyway, we
good
should probably
band.
switch topics now
Anyways.
before we get to
Switch.
But
back to the drug.
no,
called
back
coffee.
on the Nazis.
Yeah.
Same thing in the Middle East with like ISIS and stuff.
What, they do cocaine?
I don't know if it was cocaine, but they're like super high on like everything, and so they would get like shot like 10 times and just keep going because they didn't like feel it.
Dude, that is such an insane thing.
Yeah,
Like, I can't
kind of like a
imagine the-
biohack,
Well, in
though.
World War II, they also all had the U.S. would just like someone would get hurt and they'd be like, "Here's some morphine." They just stick it with a morphine needle and start pumping morphine into their blood.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
Nice.
was watching a movie last night from the 80s called The Thing with Kurt Russell. And I don't know, they were like this Arctic crew in Antarctica, and there was this alien trying to take over, and the alien
Do you mean
shaped.
Frankenstein?
What? No. What?
Frankenstein's monster?
No.
The
like
Thing?
the thing. Like
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster.
Ben Grimm?
I'm not talking about Frankenstein.
I think you are.
There's a movie called The Thing.
Yeah,
John Carpenter's The Thing.
right.
And it has Kurt Russell.
Right, but the thing is Frankenstein's
No.
monster. Yeah, I think so.
No, The Thing is an alien that shapeshifts. And
If you say so.
but the thing is, I don't know why they just had morphine on site. I know they had like a medical room, but they just like had like they were just injecting morphine into the guys to try to figure out
Right. That's what they did.
and tie them up. But this was an '80s movie.
Exactly.
But this
was a common practice, Gabe. Like legitimately.
The good
like,
old
they
days.
just,
You
like,
go to, back when you could just inject morphine into your system.
Miss
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah,
and then they were like, oh, this might actually not be the best thing, you know? Like,
look at Dillon like guinea pigging his what do you call it? A Walla,
Oh, wow.
the most overrated water bottle.
It was
I have
free,
the
so I
best
don't
rated
care.
water bottle. It's
Oh, the Lord's Chicken water bottle.
yes, sir.
Chicken.
Actually, there's no brand on
Dude,
it.
it's
so-
called they mass ordered those.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They just
They like
slapped the
found a
logo
water
on it.
bottle and they just slapped the Chick-fil-A logo on it. And
Yep.
They gave
Well,
it
they
to you.
handed it out in mass, so they handed out
Wait,
to
mass like church?
Oh.
no, like they
I didn't know
handed
you were
out.
I didn't know.
on
I didn't know
mass.
the Lord's Chicken was Catholic.
No,
They get
Are they
Catholic
Catholic
chickens.
or Protestant, you think?
no, that's not right.
Does the chicken turn into
What denomination is Chick-fil-A? Are they their own
honestly-
denomination?
The what?
their
Are they
own
like their own?
denomination? The denomination of
They
the
call them the
chicken.
Chicken Nation.
Chicken.
Eat more chicken. What's a nomination to you? Eat more chicken.
The chickenists.
The chickenists.
I don't know.
Instead of bread at communion, they use fried chicken.
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Yeah, probably.
We chop them up.
They use the lemonade, the pink lemonade, and the chicken nuggets.
We don't sell pink lemonade.
But you have lemonade.
Yeah, we have regular lemonade.
Okay, they use whatever. They use
Strawberry shakes.
strawberry shakes. Yes, they have strawberry shakes and chicken nuggets for communion.
Sounds
So that's what
pretty
they do.
believable.
That's what they do every Sunday. They close down because they convert.
'Cause they have
into a
their mass,
church.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's all
No, actually,
making
they're
sense.
really interesting. As a company, so I went to their headquarters.
What tangent do we start?
No, it's really interesting. This will be very interesting. I promise.
This is a good precursor for next time.
No, but
Yes, because
basically the headquarters in Atlanta, like they have like this huge headquarter building,
The
and then
Chicken
they-
Watchtower?
and they have a bunch of like sub facilities, like all this kind of stuff. It's really cool. But basically, when we went there, I had me and a group of leaders from the restaurant I work at went there, and we were got there like I think 8:00 or whatever it was, but like a little bit before they start at 9, and they basically have a devotional like at the place, right? And it was like, oh, like this is like really cool, and it was like a good devotional. I was like, oh, that's actually really cool, like that they do this like every morning before they start. Like they come in, they have a devotional like beforehand. You can come if you want. It was a very, very cool thing. I was not expecting that at all. Just especially from
Wow.
like a corporate organization, like
well, they are the
really-
Lord's chicken.
They really do embody that, so it's very cool.
Wow.
Question for you:
Neat.
What?
Does Chick-fil-A serve coffee at breakfast?
Yeah.
How's their coffee?
He wouldn't
Don't
know.
drink it.
Well,
Don't drink
He wouldn't
it.
know.
Well, what you should try it sometime.
I'm not going
Let's
to.
see if there's any interest on the interwebs.
I know
Maybe
my
you-
friend.
Carry on.
I know my friend David does though. He'll come in to
What does
like
he think
a
of it?
lukewarm pot of coffee, and he'll pour it into a little bowl. Like we have these like the red bowls that we hold stuff in, and he'll pour it in one of the little red bowls.
Speaking
and
of, he works at
drink it
Chick-fil-A,
right out
by
of
the
there.
way. We
I
ever.
think that was pretty.
I think I know,
infer.
but I just wanted to clarify. If you were like curious why we're talking about it, James does work at Chick-fil-A.
Google's AI overview says Chick-fil-A coffee, particularly their iced coffee, is often praised for its quality and smooth taste.
Maybe I should go try their iced coffee and give it a review.
Sure.
Specialty grade, farmer direct beans grown at high altitudes.
Oh.
Custom blended, smooth caramel and nutty finish.
Oh, speaking of, I was telling
Dang.
this to James earlier. So you do have different types of coffee beans. You have blends. So like you would have like a Brazil and Ethiopian or whatever blended together. It's like a mix of beans. What I gave James,
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian.
Brazil and Ethiopian mixed together. Ethiopian.
What I gave James and what Dillon finished was a single origin Brazil. So it only is beans grown in Brazil and picked in Brazil.
Right.
Gosh.
Probably by Brazilians
I'm
because
a
they
big fan of Costa Rican.
Because a lot of times they do use like the people who live in that country are the ones who farm and
Forced
pick the
labor for
beans.
coffee beans?
They don't force labor. It's all like a fair trade kind of thing.
Yeah,
So, like
I know someone.
I know someone
What
who
is-
picks
it's
the beans out
Hyperion.
there.
No, when I went to Costa Rica on a mission trip, we had like one of our like group leaders. Yeah, it's Costa Rica. One of our group leaders was like a coffee farmer, and so I like bought his coffee, and it was super good.
So, if you go to Hyperion in Ypsilanti, you will see pictures on the wall.
Can you say that place again? What's it called?
Ypsilanti.
Okay,
Ypsilanti.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
Ipsy.
Didn't we go over this
Yipsies.
last time?
2 times ago.
Yeah, you
times
missed
ago?
it.
First episode. But no, so if you go to Hyperion, they will have pictures on the wall of some of the farmers who pick and grow the beans.
Yeah,
And
It's
so
all
like they
stock
go.
photo, it's not real.
No, there's pictures on Instagram of the guys from Hyperion going to wherever they getting the beans from multiple regions, and they have like pictures of them, and they know the farmers by name. And it's like this really cool thing, like really cool relationship that you build with the people there.
yeah.
And so I mean, and it is like their form of income is growing and picking coffee. It's a really cool thing. So it is cool to support.
Yeah,
Like
the
local
shop-
coffee places. So like if you live in an area where you live kind of close to a city or in a city, highly recommend instead of going to Starbucks in the morning or going to Dunkin' in the morning, go find your local coffee roasters and support them because it's supporting one, a local business, two, the people who grow and pick beans.
And according to Gabe, their coffee's better, although I'm
Their
pretty
coffee-
sure it all tastes terrible, so it
No,
really doesn't change anything.
Starbucks is in the coffee world is known to be kind of mid, like not very good because they do double roast their coffee beans. So they roast it once and then roast it again, so you get this kind of burnt coffee that's not very
But the
good.
problem is, people don't necessarily just drink coffee from them. They drink the
Well, yeah,
special drinks and all
Because
this other
Starbucks does
stuff,
have like their
Right.
weird.
That's their
like-
problem. I think is they do too much specialty stuff.
Exactly, and so
It's not like a refined roast anymore.
no, and so then I mean you can go to these local coffee
Yeah,
places
I
and
think
they're
Starbucks used to be though, and I feel like the headquarters are in Chicago, or no, there's-
Seattle.
Yeah, but isn't there like one big one in Chicago?
There might. Well, I know their main area
I think there's like
is
a.
Seattle.
I think there's a
the first.
roast. I think there's a roast place in Chicago though.
Oh, maybe.
I think it's really good there because it's actually like legit. But
So like
Not in the stores.
so you can get like ground control in Farmington, downtown Farmington, Michigan. You can get they do some like unique drinks as well. So it's not just like
Yeah.
if you tell me if you're like, hey Gabe, I go to Starbucks because they have all these unique drinks. I'm like, well, go find a place that does them. Like ground control, like I said, they do some like they had I can't remember if it was the Halloween thing, but they did in downtown Farmington. They do like a crow or a raven hunt.
Yeah, it was around Halloween.
and they have like
I remember that.
a weird like black powder, like I don't know what it was. This cool drink that they did at Halloween,
it's probably cool.
probably. But so they do. They do interesting drinks at these local places, and people will just sleep on them. Like I know Roos Roast has some like
See, that's a problem. Why are they going
Lemon.
to sleep on these drinks? They should just be enjoying them, like drinking them. You know, that would be part of the problem.
yeah. You make a solid point, James. You do. You really do.
Anyways,
Totally broke
Yeah.
that flow.
You definitely
anyway,
did. You
were
broke my
saying-
tangent.
you
No,
were
people
saying-
sleep on
They call me the tangent buster.
local coffee
yeah,
places.
I think the problem is the convenience of a drive-through place.
Yeah, there is a convenience element to it. But if you live in an area like Plymouth, let's say you live in downtown Plymouth, there's a freaking Starbucks on there and 2, 3 local places. People still go to the Starbucks.
Maybe it's just better.
It's
Oh,
really
dude, yeah.
not.
Just nice to hang out, you know. Just go.
It's just
sit up in
sugar.
that upper
That's the
room.
problem.
Dude, you can hang out at Meridian at the Coffee Bean. Elevado's harder because half of the building is a roast place and the rest
Yeah.
is the coffee bar area. But if you're needing a coffee to go, they're a good place to go because you can just get it and go and order online too. That's a thing you can do at Elevado. Yeah, but people still go to Starbucks. People still want their Starbies, and they do the little clinkety clink with their nail. Starbies.
That's good. That was really good, actually.
It was, yeah.
I'll do it too.
Channeling my inner white chick. A coaster?
I tried. I'm trying.
You're trying
It
to
just wants
keep
to
up.
fit in. It's okay.
Trying to fit in. All right, guys.
It's
I'm sorry.
fine. It's fine.
Man.
I don't know what more to say on my topic.
Yeah,
My
that's
topic-
kind of a
That's
very
kind of
detailed analysis of why you should stop drinking coffee or
No.
maybe just never start in the first place.
No, you also have. I never mentioned this. You also have multiple methods of doing coffee. You have AeroPress. You have
Needles,
pour over.
You have. Oh yeah, sorry, no.
that.
You're
We're not.
right.
What is with you and drugs today, James?
I literally haven't recommended anyone do a single drug yet.
But no, you have your AeroPress, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
I just say yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, as of right this point, I haven't done it. I'm not saying I
You
might
haven't
never
done
do
it. You haven't
in
done
the future.
drugs today yet.
Not yet. No, I don't do drugs, man.
Okay.
Except for caffeine.
Fair enough. But no, you have your AeroPress. You have your pour over style. You have your drip coffee, which you can make good drip coffee if you use like a Mocha Master or some other drip coffee makers. Can be good as well. You have Chemex, French press. trying to think of other ones. Those are kind of the big ones in the space. But if you want a good YouTuber to go watch to learn more about coffee, James Hoffman, I have his book here.
Yes, the father
Definitely
of
not
coffee.
James Bowers because
The
he will
best-
just tell you not to drink it.
Yeah, the best coffee at home.
Does he have a good nickname? I think he has a good coffee nickname.
James Hoffman,
Yeah.
the coffee daddy,
Father.
the godfather of coffee.
Okay.
And then people can also make espresso at home, which is more complicated, but there are easy ways to do it. You can get certain attachments for AeroPress, and it will make something similar. You just need to get a milk frother, and it's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You also have different styles of grinders. These things get so technical, but it can be.
Get all that work for such a little reward. In fact, it's a
The
punishment,
reward
not
is
even
the
a reward.
The reward is the taste
The
is
reward
yes,
is the taste?
is-
wow,
is
that's
yes
a terrible reward. What?
James,
acquired.
you work in food service. Your entire job is working to make good food.
Right, and I make good food. I don't,
Dylan,
Coffee's
was my coffee
gross.
good?
Yes.
See,
bro.
my
Y'all are
it is
wild.
literally like
I
an
don't know why you're
acquired.
complaining about working for good tasting food when it's literally your job you do every day.
I'm not complaining about making good taste.
Yeah, but you said all that work for
Just for taste?
for
taste.
nothing, but I'm saying for nothing. I'm saying for the taste. because
But
the
what if
taste
somebody
is
doesn't like?
disgusting.
What if somebody doesn't like chicken though? And they're
Well,
like, all
for-
that work to make not good chicken.
Yeah, but the problem is they're wrong. So,
But the problem is you're wrong,
but I'm not wrong though,
dude. There is a majority of people who love coffee.
Yeah, but you've all just been brainwashed by society.
You've been brainwashed to think you make good chicken.
No, that's not true. I have just eaten everything, Gabe. I eat all the chicken.
Yeah, but dude, you might not like
Good quality
coffee.
chicken.
I don't. There's certain things I don't like, but I don't dunk on people for liking Brussels sprouts. I'm not a big
Brussels sprouts are delicious, actually.
See,
We're finding out more and more that our taste, our palates are completely the opposite.
yeah. I mean,
And do you worry about him stealing your food out of the fridge?
Yeah, apparently that was not something I need to worry about.
dude,
Well, we both do love
my
pizza,
go-to
though, so.
vegetable,
Pizza
my
rolls.
go-to vegetable is carrots,
Carrots are good. I like carrots.
and occasionally an avocado.
Yeah, there's not a single food you could name that I would be like, I don't like that, or that's gross.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
I've never had it. That's the only
Do
option.
you know what Rocky Mountain oysters are?
No,
Bull testicles.
I've never had them though.
Would you eat a bull testicle?
I'll try it once.
Okay.
I'll try anything once.
Frog legs.
I'll try it once. If it's edible and it won't kill me, I'll try it. I'd try whatever.
I mean, I guess you did try coffee today, so you would try whatever.
I'm
pretty much.
I'm gonna get my hands on some Rocky Mountain oysters for James to try on
my
pod.
sister the other day was telling me that you can't that you can absolutely judge foods based on how they sound together, and I was like, you can't do it. You can't. And she said some foods just aren't meant to be combined, and just I can judge based on that. I'm like all right, well, how would you feel about
Skittles and M&Ms.
I said ranch on carrot cake, and I was like, first of all, I don't like carrot cake really very much. But
are we doing like a literal carrot cake, or are we doing?
yes, like an actual carrot cake
No,
with
I'm-
ranch.
No, that just sounds disgusting.
Right, but you can't know for certain until you've tried it, and maybe it would be disgusting, but you can't know until you tried it.
You can get I would say you can get like an 80% accurate guess.
Right, but you can't be 100%
But
sure.
Sure.
I'm trying to envision
But it's not something that I would feel worth trying because I'm pretty sure it's going to be bad.
Yeah, but you could be missing out on life with that mentality. Because I was telling them about, so it all
I'm okay
started
with
because
that.
I was telling them
ketchup
about
on pizza for you.
ketchup on pizza is delicious, actually. But
Yeah, he does it very often, and I don't know why. I mean, I love ketchup, I love
I mean,
pizza.
it still is tomatoes, I guess.
It all
Slices,
started when I was in
tomatoes.
high school, and the pizza they had there was not great. It was like
Well, dude, it's
square,
school pizza.
Exactly. But it was like square pizza, and I was like trying to eat the rest of the pizza, but I was like struggling to get it down. And so I dipped it in some ketchup that my friend had, and I was like, oh, this actually is pretty good. And from then on, I've tried it with different kinds of pizza, and I've just realized, oh, it's actually pretty good. But I never would have thought of that if I got, no, that'd be disgusting. I don't want to try that. And then prejudged it.
What was that voice?
That's my mocking people voice.
Have you seen the video of the mockingbird? The video of where they, like, it's a guy. I don't know what it is, but it's talking about a mockingbird. He's like, "I'm a mockingbird," and then they have a mockingbird voice. It's a stupid reel that I saw once.
I've never seen that. No.
No,
Yeah, me either.
well, if I find it, I'll send it to you guys.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Anywho's.
So
Basically, can't judge before you've tried it. But if you've tried it and it's
well,
still
did you
gross,
prejudge coffee before you tried it? I can't remember.
no.
Okay, good. So now you're just gonna judge it because you've had a sip of it
I've had two sips of it because this one I had the one I had like
when you were
12
8
years ago.
years old. There's a big.
it was disgusting.
Whatever.
It was disgusting.
the one. It's not like I'm
He'll
making
live. He's fine.
rocket fuel here.
I mean, it tastes like rocket fuel, so
You drink Red Bull.
I don't
You
drink
drink
Red Bull that
Celsius.
often. I do drink Celsius a lot.
Okay. Well, it's coming. It's that time. You know what time it is? It's time for
I don't know what time is it.
news article
4
time.
o'clock.
Oh, random news article time.
Random
Let's go.
news article. I found this one today. So I'm going to read the headline, and we're going to speculate what actually happened, because that's way more fun than reading.
Yeah.
We will read part of the news article, but we're going to speculate on what happened first. So here's the headline, guys. UK court finds men who stole $6 million gold toilet guilty. So
$6 million. Clarify.
$6 million gold toilet. So apparently these guys stole a toilet that's worth a gold toilet that's worth $6 million.
feel like
James,
it's pretty
please fill
straightforward.
us in on what you think the story
Well,
is.
how did they steal it? Why did they steal it?
I feel like that would have been something from like a royal palace or something, or like just
Who's royal palace?
or like a Vista, or maybe they
Windows
vacationed
Vista?
there and they like they went in.
Steve
Whoops, I
Jobs.
hit my mic again.
It's fine.
Dang
They
it,
went
James.
in and they like just took it out of there because it's $650 million.
Just $6 million.
$6 million. $6 million.
$650 million is a lot more.
I heard it was solid gold or something, so I was just
What is a gold toilet? But
Is it like actual gold, or is it-
Okay, so James, tell us your theories on
so
who it was and why
what
they
was
did
the
it.
lead up to why they stole this toilet?
All right,
Yeah.
obviously.
How did they steal the toilet?
Most likely scenario here, all right? It was an inside job. They had someone on the inside pretending to be a maid or something like that, right?
Like a man made?
Yeah, like what would
guy
that be?
that-
A manny?
No, it's a
Sure.
nanny. But
Carry
okay,
on.
keep
A
going.
nanny? Whatever. I don't
Carry
know.
on.
Yeah, so like a maid or something like that. Housekeeper, butler, maybe. That's what it would be. Butler.
Housekeeping.
Butler.
Housekeeping.
Okay.
But she or he. Wait, say he. It said he, or did it specify gender?
It has not specified anything.
Yeah, it was men. If it had found men.
Okay.
Who stole it
Oh,
were
it did.
guilty.
It does say man.
All right, so the butler is in there, right? He's in there every day. He's getting to know the people. He's like just kind of scouting out the land. And he goes, "I need that toilet, all right? Because my bottom on that toilet, straight gold, all right."
So-
Straight gold.
Well, how
So
did
do you
they-
think that
How do
do
they
you think
remove
that-
it from the?
Do you think that every toilet in the house would be gold, or just like the one in the
I feel like
master
just
bedroom?
the master bedroom one, right?
Okay.
Because you wouldn't
Sure.
waste it on like a
So-
peasant or something that was visiting. Like,
The
Yeah,
real-
but like in your kid's bathroom, it wouldn't be gold either.
no.
How do they
Okay.
remove the toilet?
They'd ruin it immediately.
Okay, so what?
How do they
what's
get the
story
toilet
with them getting
in
it
and
out?
out?
I don't know. Maybe they got like a lever, or like he waited till one day when it was just him and a couple of the people there, and he snuck in his crew, and they jacked it up off the ground, and they just started running out the door, like threw it down the stairs. Maybe, I don't know. It's gold, so it probably wouldn't break.
It's pretty heavy, I bet though.
Yeah, so they had to.
That's why they put it on like a lift or something.
So you think they had a dolly? They got a dolly in there. They broke the toilet off the wall, or out of the ground, and they put it. on
Bringing
the
a
dolly.
toilet out of a wall is actually not that hard.
Well, you're under a time crunch. I mean, you're.
No, I mean, it literally
in this
takes you-
scenario, you just you got to get it
literally
out of the
takes
ground.
Seconds.
Yeah, but you also got to like get it, undo the stuff on the ground, lift it up, get it on the dolly, get it out of the.
Maybe he was prepping for days. Maybe he was secretly doing that.
So you think he was using
In
the king's
preparation.
toilet, the queen's
I
toilet,
think he
and
was,
then like
I think he was in there cleaning, but really he was just one bowl at a time,
So-
slowly but surely taking it, getting ready, and then they all came in and they just cleaned
That's
up.
possible. Okay.
Clean up, you know.
So they didn't
It
do
was a
like
slow con.
I wonder if the bolts were solid gold too.
I don't know.
I would have to imagine.
You would think.
Let's hear what it was about.
Okay.
Okay. Real story, Gabe. Go ahead. Let's get the truth out of
Three
this.
things to know. The original heist took place on September 14th, 2019.
Heist.
When a group of thieves used sledgehammers and crowbars to remove the toilet from the historic Oxfordshire Historic Belheim Palace. It reportedly took them under 5 minutes to escape with a luxury latrine. On Tuesday,
impressive.
Michael Jones, 39, was found guilty of burglary in British court for his role of theft, while Fred Doe was 36 conspiracy to transfer the criminal property. They joined 40-year-old James Sheen, who is credited with coordinating the plan and already pleaded guilty. The toilet, which was insured for a value of $6 million, has yet to be rediscovered. Prosecutors say that it was dismantled and sold in parts. Jones was even questioned about having used the toilet the day before the heist. He described the experience as splendid. Oh my goodness. A golden toilet was art, ? Absolutely. When the piece was installed in the Guggenheim, visitors were encouraged to interact with it fully. Oh,
Wow.
they nuked that thing.
Wow.
So it appears that it was just burglarized. So here, it turns out the porcelain throne can also be made of gold. At least that was the vision behind Italian artist Marzio Catalan's artwork titled America. What does that mean? Why did he title the gold toilet America?
That's pretty disrespectful. not
Is
gonna lie.
that an insult to him? Like, are we?
Yes,
Are
he's
we-
saying that we're so awesome.
That feels
but we're
pretty.
just
That feels
like-
pretty pointed at us. Yeah.
I thought Italians were cool.
All right. I'm tired of this story already.
Yeah, I like our versions better. I'm more insulted now. Italy, Italian people.
Hey,
Do you
get
all-
the Italian guys out of this, man.
Do you all have beef with us? Or is it just this one guy who called us a golden pooper?
Wow.
You know, everyone should be based on their own merits, and this guy should be based or should be judged by the fact that he's clearly an idiot. So,
Well, I don't know if I would insult him that harshly on a podcast that's going to be released to the public, but okay.
fine. He's not an idiot.
I mean, granted, he did insult all of America.
see,
Yeah, a
I'm
little
being
bit.
nice. I'm just
But
insulting
wait,
him, not insulting
he
his whole
never
country.
specified which America. Is he insulting both of them? He just called it America.
I don't know.
America.
Do you have beef with? Does this man have? What was his name, Dillon? Are you looking at the article still?
Yeah, Catalan.
Yeah. Do you have beef with South America and North America?
I don't know.
Do you have beef with Canada? Mexico?
Typically, when people label that kind of stuff, they're not talking about the continent. They're talking about the country.
Yeah, but I mean, he just called it
It was
America.
probably about the country.
It was 100% about the country, and I'm just trying to divert it. I'm just trying to make him seem like I'm just trying to make him realize that he is a silly Willy.
Shucks.
What a silly goose. He's just sad that we
Yeah.
beat them in the war.
We beat Italy in a war.
I'm kidding.
Which war was that?
I'm kidding.
Is there a war that we don't know about?
Yeah, the American Italy.
I mean, Italy
War
was
of-
part of Axis in the World War II, wasn't it? Though.
Axis, is that
Or one.
part of us?
They,
that was
no, we were the allies. They were it was Axis allies.
Yeah. Were they part of that?
That's a
though, with
great board
Mussolini?
game, I've
They
heard.
did. They did.
Yeah.
At the end,
no one really cared about that.
surrendered
They were
them.
like the little. They were like the little brother. At
They
the
were
war.
like were there.
It was like Germany and Japan, and then like, oh yeah, Italy too.
And then
Okay.
at the end, they were kind of like, we surrender.
Yeah. So it wasn't like a
They
big.
pulled a France.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a shame. You don't want to be compared to France and war talk.
No.
You know, France actually
Bad.
helped us win the Revolutionary War, right?
Yeah, but
Without France, we probably would not have won.
but their flag is a white flag.
That's
They're known to surrender.
I know what you mean. That's fair. It's understandable.
Yeah. But that's
Well-
not the worst insult. Being called Ohio is even worse.
Oh yeah.
In Ohio.
Down in Ohio.
Sorry, it's
I would not want to be from Ohio.
it's a song.
I'd rather be known to be French I'd rather be known to be from France than to be from Ohio. Just saying.
Wow.
I know that's big. That's big. I just don't want to be associated with the Buckeye State.
I have a great,
Even though my dad is from Ohio. But Cincinnati, as Michiganders have called Ohio the armpit of America, Cincinnati is like the less hairy part of the armpit.
it's like that little recess right at the bottom where it's like not really, related.
Yeah, like Cincinnati, to all of Cincinnati, what I would do if I were you, I would try to just leave Ohio. Like either join Kentucky or be your own thing.
We're our own state.
Exactly. Same with Chicago. I feel like Chicago and Cincinnati can be their own thing.
Chicago.
That feels like kind of far apart, though.
Well, to be fair, when people talk, can you imagine being from Illinois, but like people refer to you as Chicago? Like they don't refer to Illinois. Like there's Champaign, Illinois.
true.
There's
That's true.
Springfield, Illinois. There's all these other parts of Illinois. But when people think Illinois, the state, they don't think Illinois. They think Chicago. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure as a kid, I think
Yeah,
all three of
that's
us probably
fair.
thought Chicago was a state at one point.
I don't think so.
You know what people did think, though, a lot when I was a kid or when I moved out here in high school? People thought New York was simply the city. I had to explain to them, no, it's a whole state.
Yeah, that one.
There's more
That one
than
is
just
kind
the
of.
city.
That one does kind of throw people for a loop.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, what's next here?
I don't know. I think that's kind
I
of.
didn't insert the interview. I'll do it later.
Well, you can answer the interview when we were
Yeah, I'll fix it. I'll fix it later.
in the editing process. I don't know what else is there to say. We covered our news article. We talked about coffee. We talked about drugs and war.
All the
Pretty
basic
solid
things.
episode.
I would say pretty good. So that is that is what is going to wrap us up on this episode of the Basement Broadcast.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning into episode 3.
I'm
Yeah.
holding a sneeze so bad right now.
Broadcasting
but not on purpose.
live from Drew Moore's basement.
Yeah. Thank you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew, for letting us use your basement to broadcast from, allegedly. So, you know what we say to end the podcast, right? James, you weren't here for the official.
Yeah, how did we say it last time?
It was always remember to film horizontally.
Yes. Okay,
So
ready?
on three. Did you hear that, James?
Always remember to yeah.
Always remember to
film
film
vertically.
No.
horizontally.
Always.
Always remember to film horizontally.
Yes. Always
All right,
remember to film
all right.
horizontally.
We got it.
3, 2,
2,
1.
Always
Always remember to film horizontally.
And we're out.
Yeah.